So, Greg claims the time I'm recording this, he's almost there. By the time we uploaded, he'll be completed his longest ride on Radio 1. So, yep. But it starts right now with the predictions. Hi again, it's me. Today we're doing my EFL Gameweek 34 predictions. All my days, games are running out for every team. It's fight for the playoffs, fight for the automatics, fight for survival. Everything is all to play for, and I'd like to go to there and I'd go ourselves is at least. I'm gonna go biased here. 80 likes today, if we get out around nice. And make sure to subscribe with that as we try and go ourselves up to 300 subs by the summer. If we get to the moon, 3 things gold. And yet no match out to Friday night on Red Nose Day night. Preston take on Stoke now. Ooh, both teams in mid-table. I don't know why we're just choosing for the Sky Sports TV coverage, but I think they want to nice to see. Yeah, let's go for that one. That's really nice, yeah. But both teams in mid-table, Preston falling down to their lowest point of the season, 17th in the Championship. Ooh, I don't know his name. Paul Heckenbottom. Is he going to get the sack? I don't know. And Stoke on the other hand, beating Watford 3-1 on Saturday. But it's going to be a tight game to watch, really. But I think that Preston will hold on to Stoke. A 1-1 draw at Preston. Now, here's the big game at Portsmouth Road. 12:30 on kick-off. Live on ITV1 and Sky Sports. Ipswich versus Millwall, 3rd versus 4th. The winner could potentially go up to 2nd. Oh my days, who is hype? 3rd versus 4th. Oh my days, this could potentially be a Premier League match next season, but who blooming knows? Because I remember, maybe it could be the playoff final, who blooming knows? But last night, added then, on Boxing Day, it was all out 0-0. The most boring game I probably watched on Boxing Day ever. And I mean ever. It was just so boring. I almost fell asleep in that game, but yep, time to change. Millwall and Ipswich have been running riot, chasing Middlesbrough big time. And yep, it's going to be a good game to watch, really. Ipswich beat the Sheffield Wednesday 2-0, and Millwall losing 2-1 to Blackburn at home. That's embarrassing and comedy for Ipswich. What a week it was for Ipswich, being the only team to win in the top 4 last weekend. So could they actually go on and win and overtake Middlesbrough? Watch this. Millwall's going to lose 2 in a row. We're getting a big win at Portman Road, probably our biggest this season. A 2-0 win to Ipswich is happening at Portman Road. And back down to earth now. We're Derby and Birmingham now. Ooh, it is 10th versus 8th, or 8th versus 10th. Last time it was a Boxing Day lunchtime kick-off, and it ended up being 1-1 at St Andrews. It was kind of chaotic with the red cards and bookings, yeah, and all sorts. But yeah, it's gonna be a tight game to watch. Really, Derby are 8th, Birmingham are 10th. It could go either way here. It really could go either way here. It could go either way. Derby with a win, that could be really massive for them. With a charge to get into the playoffs. Birmingham as well with a win. They're still in the hunt for the playoffs. So it could go either way here. But I think that Birmingham will win here. I think a 2-1 win to Birmingham to push Birmingham into the playoff hunt. And then to Blackburn take on Middlesbrough now. Ooh, Middlesbrough, what a time! What a result! Drawing 1-1 at Bristol City. I love it. Middlesbrough bottling it. Yes. And that means Ipswich could actually overtake. Yeah, come on, please. And for Blackburn, Blackburn are 19th. Yeah, 19th Blackburn. I think they're going to stay up. But watch this. Last time it was on Boxing Day. It ended up being 0-0. Watch this. Blackburn's still hold on to Middlesbrough again. 1-1 draw is happening at Ewood Park. And then the Luton team will Stockport now in League One. It's the EFL Trophy final. It's been held 3 weeks earlier than it was. Wow, we were all, but yeah, last time I met at Edgley Park, Luton annihilated Stockport 3-0, and that was the time when Stockport were top of League One. Now they're 5th. And they only just beat Northampton 2-1. And Wootton, he is kind of impressing me this season. Kyle Wootton, the striker for Stockport, is really impressing me this season. And yeah, but it's going to be a good game to watch, really. It could go either way at Kenilworth Road. Luton with 2 wins in a row. They're in the top 10. They're in the top 11. But I think it's going to be a tight game to watch, really. I think there's going to be goals in this match. I think they'll have a 2-2 draw at Kenilworth Road. And then to Cardiff and Blackpool now. Cardiff losing 2-1 to Wickham. And not only that, Cardiff, no, it didn't even matter really, because Cardiff actually, the rest of them, from first and fourth, all out didn't win in the midweek. So, yeah, it didn't really matter for Cardiff, because I think Cardiff will get promoted during the Easter half term. So, yes, it's going to be a tight game to watch. Last time Blackpool actually beat Cardiff 3-0 at Bloomfield Road last season, in November 2025. But yeah, but it's going to be a tight game to watch, really. It could go either way here, but I think that Cardiff will only just beat Blackpool here. I think a 2-1 win to Cardiff for this one. Then to MK Dons take on Barnet now in the lunchtime kick-off in League 2. Woo! Barnet are playing quite they've been quite playing recently. Drawing 1-1 at MK Dons. And MK Dons barely being closest to 1-0, so on Wednesday night last night. So yeah, it's going to be a tight game to watch, really. It could go either way here, but I remember in Cutsies youth academies for Barnet, like before you cancel it, they got annihilated 7-0, 7-1 about. So yeah, no way. But I think it's gonna be. I think MK Dons will win here, make it 5 league wins in a row here. I think a 3-2 win to MK Dons for this one. And then Cambridge League on Salford now. It's third versus fifth. Yeah, last time I don't know what happened, but I don't really know. I think it was a draw, I think, but yeah, it's a very tight game to watch, really. Cambridge scored 0-0 to Walsall after beating Gillingham 5-0 on the weekend. And yeah, it's going to be a tight game to watch, really. Salford beat Barrow 2-1 to send Barrow rock bottom of League 2. And I think Barrow's going to go down. But it's going to be so tight on who goes down with them, really. Right at the end of the season. But yeah, who blooming knows? It's going to be another tight game to watch, really. I think Cambridge will draw again. It's going to be tight. 1-1 draw. And then to the 3 o'clock kickoffs now with Oldham taking on Harrogate now. Both teams with 3-0 wins in the midweek. And Oldham, especially them, they're now just points away from the playoffs. What a winning spree they are on. And before that winning spree, their goal difference was on -1. Now, they're on 12 plus 12 on goal difference. Wow, we will rule for Oldham. And the Harrogate beating Clonmel 3-0 to send them out to the bottom. And I don't think they might actually stay up, Harrogate. They might actually stay up, but it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight, I could tell, but it's gonna be tight. But I think that Oldham's gonna carry on here. 2-1 win to Oldham for this one. Then the Tranmere on Swindon now. Swindon, don't you even think about dropping points to Tranmere. Don't even think about losing to them. Please do not think about it. Tranmere are 20th place. They have literally lost to Harrogate 3-0, and yeah, we all know Swindon beating them 2-0, but yeah, no wonder Tranmere could actually get pulled into a relegation battle. It could literally be pulled into the tightest League 2 relegation battle in years. So yes, it's going to be a tight game to watch, but I've heard that I think Swindon survived a journey to Kent, because there's actually an outbreak going on at Kent, really. I don't know why, but yes, it's going to be a tight game to watch, really. But I think that Swindon will make it 2 wins in a row here. I think a 2-0 win to Swindon is incoming for Swindon. And then to Shrewsbury Crew now. Ooh, it's the Shropshire Derby. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, Shrewsbury lost 1-0 to Bristol Rovers very late on Tuesday night, and Crew, what happened to Crew? Yeah, I think they lost to Cheltenham, or did they draw? I think they drawn one on Cheltenham, really. I think, but yes, it's gonna be a tight game to watch. Really, it's gonna be really tight. Crew are slipping into the playoffs, and it's gonna be tight. I think a 1-1 draw is happening. I've heard Shrewsbury's manager wants to end the season strong for Shrewsbury, so yeah. And to Walsall and Newport now. Walsall, they are now unbeaten under their new manager, or their new interim manager. Newport losing 1-0 to probably very late on, but in the main game on the St. Patrick's Day game week. But yeah, if it's gonna be tight game to watch, really. Newport, they're still outside of the relegation zone, but only just a point, only just a point. But it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. Last night it was a 0-0 draw. One of the games was a 0-0 draw on Easter Monday. Also thought it won at the very end, but no, it was an offside. So it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. I think Walsall only just beat Newport here. A 1-0 win to Walsall for this one. And the Gillingham take on Bristol Rovers now. Ooh, yep. This is actually Bristol Rovers' bogey team, so this might be Gillingham's best chance to get their first win in ages. It's been ages that we've seen Gillingham win, or win consecutively, so yes, it's going to be a tight game to watch, but Bristol Rovers are on form. They've hit the 40s. They're staying up. 5 more points than they would be safe if they were in the 23-24 season, because look, both of the bottom two got to 42 and they couldn't even stay up. So yeah, that's how competitive League 2 that was in that season. So and this is also a competitive season in League 2 as well. So yes, it's gonna be a tight game to watch really, but I think Gillingham will end their losing run. But I don't think. But it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be a 1-1 draw at Gillingham. Then to League 1 now, as Lincoln take on Rotherham now. Rotherham sacked their manager after losing 5-0 to Peterborough on Tuesday night, and Lincoln drawing 2-2 to Huddersfield. They just cannot accept defeat, Lincoln. They just cannot accept defeat, being 2-0 down to Huddersfield to make it 2-2. Wow, and not only that, they are potentially 3 games away from getting promoted to the Championship for the first time in 60 plus years. Oh my days, what a moment this has turned out to be for Lincoln City and Lincolnshire. So, yes, it's going to be a tight game to watch really, but I think that Lincoln will win here. We'll get a big win to edge closer to the Championship. A 3-1 win to Lincoln isn't coming. Then the someone take on Peterborough now. Ooh, it's the mid-table clash, but I remember the last time I met Peterborough, and don't know, I forgot his name, yeah, I think it's Luke Williams. Luke Williams' his first game under Peterborough in the league. They smashed Wimbledon 5-0, and not only that, Peterborough were in the bottom 4. Essendon were in the playoff sniffs. And not only that, they literally fell down and climbed up, and are now banged in the middle. So, yes, it's going to be a tight game to watch. No way Peterborough smashes Essendon 5-0 away. There's no way that happens. But if they do, oh my days. Come back to this video and just comment. Oh my days, what did you do? What happened? Yeah, stop yapping. It's going to be tight. I think there's going to be goals here. I think a 2-2 draw at Essendon for this one. And then to Stevenage on Reading now. Ooh, it's a playoff chasing pack clash. Oh my days, last night met. Yes, I don't know what happened in the last night, but I think it was a draw. Yeah, let me just set the light on. And it last night, I don't know when the last night met, but I think it was around November, and I don't. Oh yeah, it wasn't. It was a Thursday night, and that's why I forgot. But yeah, and Reading won that 1-0, so. Yeah, but it's really a tight game to watch, really. Who bloody knows? They both could be in the playoffs by the end of the season, but who bloody knows? Reading lost 6th, Stevenage at 8th. It's going to be a tight game to watch, really. It could go either way. It's going to be another 1-1 draw at Stevenage. And heading to the Yorkshire Derby now with Barnsley to Doncaster now. Ooh! Barnsley 12th place, Doncaster 70th place. Doncaster will survive. Yeah, they draw 0-0 to Bolton on Tuesday, so what a night it was for them. And a holding Bolton 0-0, so impressive for Doncaster. And Barnsley drawing again, and people are saying that their season's already over. Despite being 9 of the playoffs, and with 2 games lands, I think they could still do it. But it's going to be tight. But I think Barnsley will draw again here. I think a 1-1 draw at Oakwell this Yorkshire Derby. And Plymouth take on Huddersfield now. Ooh, last Levette. Huddersfield could have actually sacked Tom Cleverley from Plymouth, because Plymouth were rock bottom after that defeat. And I was thinking, yeah, Tom Cleverley ain't going to have time. Nope. No, he did not. No, they did not sack Tom Cleverley. Because what they did is they trust the process with them, and they sent them all the way up, climbed up the table on a winning spree up to the top 10. Really impressive for them, for Plymouth and Tom Cleverley and Huddersfield. Yeah, they just went like, they just been on a statement really, sacking Lee Grant and hiring Liam Main and just staying as where they are. Almost beating Lincoln on Tuesday, so that, yeah, and 1-2-2 to them, but it's going to be a tight game to watch really, but it could go either way here. Last time out of Plymouth, it was actually a 3-1 win to Plymouth on the opening day of Plymouth's championship in the 2012 season, but it's going to be tight, but I think that Plymouth will win here. I think a 2-1 win to Plymouth for this one. And then to the championship now with Sheffield United taking on Wrexham now. Last of it. Oh, it was a Boxing Day. It was a goal fest. 5-3 winners to Wrexham, and it was chaotic. It was absolute chaos in that match. Absolutely chaos. When I say chaos, it was chaos. And it Wrexham fall out of the playoffs because they lost 3-1 to Watford on Tuesday night, and Southampton won, and they are up to 6th. And yeah, we've got to Southampton in just a second. But yeah, it's a really good game to watch, really. It could go either way here. Sheffield United has been quite decent, really. They've been really decent. They're in the top 14 or top 15. And it's going to be tight. It could go either way here. But I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw at Bramall Lane. Then to Southampton take on Oxford now. Ooh, it's a big game. It's a big game, I should say, for both ends of the table. One is the playoffs and one for the relegation and survival. Who is like Oxford had the biggest chance to go out of the relegation zone and be 19th in the league. Yeah, they could have beat Charlton 1-0 to make it 4 into and be 19th, but they're drawn 1-1. But they're unbeaten in the 4, so that's the bright side for Oxford and for Southampton. They haven't lost in ages, haven't they? They just haven't lost in ages. I really think it could go either way here. I think they're unbeaten and will carry on. So will Oxford. I think a 1-1 draw at St Mary's. And the QPR taking Portsmouth now. Ooh, Portsmouth. I have been noticing them. They haven't won in ages, and they've been sucked right back into the relegation mix. QPR with an all-important win against Leicester 3-1 at the King Power last weekend. Oh, they're looking to win again here against Portsmouth, who are out of form, all out defeats. So yeah, it could go either way here, but I think QPR will probably beat Portsmouth here. I think to put more misery on Portsmouth. A 2-0 win to QPR for this one. Then to the 5:15 kickoff now, the final one. Swansea taking Coventry now. Woo! Coventry top of the table despite losing 2-1 at Southampton last weekend, and their winning spree. Swansea are 11th, but yeah, but it's really attacking to watch really last minute. I think Coventry beat Swansea 1-0. I think it was on Boxing Day. And it's going to be a tight game to watch, really, but I think Coventry will come home with the 3 points here. I have them in fancy. I have the club in my fantasy team for this game week. I think a 2-1 win to Coventry for this one. And if you're wondering, here's just my predictions and the fantasy team for this game week right here. And if it's my predictions, you can comment down below what your predictions will be. And if you're a this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys later. Bye! And a massive congratulations to Greg James for completing his longest ride on Radio 1.